Curry needed a whole phase. That's what I heard one of these birds say. What good did the whole phase do for a lot of y'all? Only thing a lot of y'all benefited from it was STDs, babies, men who didn't want you, dog walked you, and then eventually you just ended up with a bunch of emotional trauma that you carry on into every situation that you've been in since that point. The only thing I took from what Aisha Curry said is that she wanted the boss chick. She wanted to be the most important person in that relationship. She wanted to be the well known, famous person. She wanted to be famous in her own merit. She didn't want to be Steph Curry's wife. She didn't want to be known for being somebody's wife. She wanted to be the person that was known, and then the other person who was with her would be the person who would be associated with being with Aisha Curry. That's what I took from it. It sounds more like it's ego driven more than anything, not sex driven. Every time she opened her mouth, it seems like it's ego driven, right? Even down to the wanting attention from men. I don't think she wanted attention from men so she can sleep with a bunch of men. I think she wanted attention from men, again, to boost her ego. I think people forget just how young she was when she got with Steph Curry. So her saying that she didn't dream of being a mother or a wife at that time, that's not unheard of. That's not really that crazy. Sometimes people never change their mind about it, and sometimes you meet a person and make you change your mind about it. One thing I can guarantee you is that Aisha Curry, regardless of how she feel or what she thinks she might have missed out on, she would never trade places with the people who telling her to have a whole phase. She would never trade places with you, right? She would never give up what she ended up with to take what you got. And y'all men who talking about she embarrassing Steph Curry, he's married to her. They have to see each other every day. They talk to each other every day. If he really wanted her to shut up and stop doing these interviews and saying the stuff that she be saying, she probably would be doing the interviews and saying the stuff that she be saying. So clearly he ain't really got that big of a problem with what she be running around her mouth saying. He probably done heard her say it before. I'm sure that's not the first time he's heard it out his wife's mouth. Keyword, his wife's mouth that he's been married to for years. Y'all men don't keep the same energy when it comes to disrespect that you do when women disrespect the men that they with, right? You don't seem to have a big enough problem with men disrespecting the women that they be with the way you do when women disrespect the men that they with. It's disrespectful regardless of who do it. Embarrassing your partner is never cool, man or woman. You don't disrespect your partner. You don't say crazy stuff about your partner in front of company. Whatever you feel about your partner, you take that up with your partner, but you don't say that kind of stuff in public. It's wrong on man or woman side. To bring the point back home, no, she didn't need a whole phase, and y'all love giving out terrible advice to other women so that they can end up in the same boat as you. But the reality is, most of y'all didn't benefit from having one, and nobody usually does.
Hey, what year would she have been in LA to go through her whole phase?
She was 17. I don't know. She like what 36 now? That would have been damn 20 years ago.
17 in LA, definitely she had time for a whole face.
No, I'm saying what year was this? 2000 and what? 12.
It would have been 20 years ago. So like '05 maybe. Is my math wrong? That just sounds like a long time.
No,
No, you're right.
19 years ago. She's 36. So when she was 17, she was the math. So that's 19 years, right? Cool. So 2025 minus 19, that's 2006. She was definitely out there. She was in time to be a whole face, especially 2006 in LA. Like when Luda and T.I. was like rapping. Yeah, she definitely had time.
Yeah, I don't. I think I don't. I don't think Steph's peers respect him less because of this. I think Steph's peers understand it, so I don't think he tripping off it at all. I know like a lot of the guys on the internet and us and people like us and stuff like that are commenting on this. But what I've been hearing from his peers are like they've been coming out and like, yo, I understand what she's saying. I totally understand it. So I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why he doesn't actually care. I'm one of those people who I don't care about the opinions of unreasonable people. I was just I had to me and Will was on a fucking post on Instagram kind of dealing with these feminists before like a week ago. and like they was all unreasonable. I don't care what y'all saying. Y'all, none of y'all make sense. Y'all all unreasonable. I could care less about your opinions. And y'all know what the girls, they all going to attack you and say the same shit. They all say the same shit. But I don't think people should care about the opinions of people who are being unreasonable or people who don't have context and don't require
public offender. Now you the one who sit there you will leave your son behind if a woman disrespected you. Right? You said this on King Talk.
I've never
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said if my woman or my wife or whichever one, whatever lady was in your life, whatever title you gave her, you said if she disrespects me, I'm leaving. I'm leaving my son. If he don't understand why I did it, then fuck his punk ass. That's what you said, real dope. But now you sit there and talk about, well, you ain't gotta do all that. Come on, man. You sound double-minded, brother.
Hank, are you willing to accept the fact that you are butchering what I said?
I don't think I am, brother. If I am, please correct me. I'm more than willing to be corrected.
It was a question that was asked. Is being in your kid's life worth your manhood? I said no. It's not optional. My manhood, my masculinity is not optional. I'm not giving it up. It's not worth being in my kids' lives. I'm one of those people who think I truly. You're a religious man. Do you believe wife over a child? You believe wife before child? So there are some things that you put before your kids.
My wife.
Your wife, you put God before your kids?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have a slightly different belief system, but there are some things that I put before my kids. I wouldn't be gay for my kids. If somebody said, "Oh, do some gay," it is what it is. I say this shit to my homie all the time. I used to be like, "Yo, would you do anything to save your kids?" He'd be like, "Yeah." I'd be like, "You gay?" I do almost anything to save my kids. It is what it is.
Dog, let's go back to what I addressed you and accused you of. And that was you sit there and made a statement that you're willing to leave. You just sit there and said it again. You're willing to walk away, right? But in the same breath, with this Aisha thing, you should have said, "No, man, I don't see nothing wrong with it." She's publicly embarrassed the man. She's challenging his manhood, testing his gangster, and look, I believe he knows it. And yeah, you're right. His peers don't respect him, as they shouldn't. Not on this situation. Why would you? You the leader of the team, but you ain't got your house in order?
That's not what I said.
You ain't got your wife in order?
I said
you ain't got your situation in order? See, that means something. I look, I don't deal with dudes who don't have their shit on. Like I said before, man, if you're not in your kid's life, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. If you're a deadbeat, I don't want to deal with you, dog. I think you a loser. I'm the only one that said I wouldn't give up on my kids. Never. I will fight to the end. I said this, and I mean that to the end.
Even if
I wouldn't deal with somebody like that.
Even if your kids was disrespecting your wife, and they wouldn't stop, and she said,
I would bust him in his goddamn mouth.
But let's say he didn't stop. Let's say he said, "Yo, he got to go."
Then guess what? He won't come around until he learns how to respect my wife.
But he may not never come around if he never learned how to respect your wife.
Then if that's the case, Lord be with him.
Same thing. You give up
on him. I didn't give up on him. No, I didn't give up on him. He knows what the deal is. I didn't give up on him. I'm going to still love him. And my door will always be open for him. But he knows what he has to do.
My door will always be open if my son when he want to not be a bitch ass nigga. My door will be open for my son too.
You left. You said you leaving him.
Yeah, like you said, yo, if he gotta go, he gotta go. You wife before the kids. Stand on it.
Exactly. But you said your wife was disrespecting you, and you gonna willing to leave your wife with the kid. That's what you said.
If my wife is disrespecting me, she gonna get checked, and it's going, you know, we're gonna fix that problem.
You said if she gonna test your manhood.
No, it was, for one, we was talking about baby moms. We wasn't talking about my wife. My wife is under my rule. Everybody in this house belong to me. Everybody in this house do what I say. That's how that works.
All right. I'm gonna
I
let
still
public
got
offender
questions.
live.
I still got questions because my whole thing, what exactly do you qualify as taking your manhood from you outside of doing some homo stuff? Like, don't use that as an example. What is an example of somebody taking your manhood from you?
I think if a woman is insisting on being in full control of my children's upbringing, that's one form of it, right? I'm not saying that's radical enough for me to immediately leave. That's one form. I don't believe that women should be in any capacity should be the leader of a family or the leader of children when there's a man there. You're not giving my son a good example of how the world works and how his family is going to work when he get older. He's seeing you talk shit about his dad, tell his dad what he can and what he can't do, when he going to see his son, all this other type of stuff. If I allow that that idea to be what my son sees of a family and of women, and this is who women are supposed to be, hell no, that's never happening. We're going to fix that issue. But there are certain instances where I think women castrate men, and nobody ever going to castrate me. It just is what it is.
So you're saying if a woman, like, in quick terms, tell me, like, if she do this, I'm out. Like, real quick, like 40 seconds. If she start doing this, I'm leaving.
It ain't no out. So when I spoke about this before, I made sure I said that, like, yo, I'm going to fight. I'm gonna do everything that I can. I'm gonna do everything that I can. It is what it is. But I do think that there's a limit for a lot of men. I'm always fighting.
So
Listen,
No, he ain't talking about any man. He talking about you, real dope. What would you do?
So if she try and be like, you bitch ass nigga, you need to come visit your kids when I say so. You can get them Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And you like, I can't do it. If she don't agree, you gonna leave for good.
So
then
I'm gonna tell you realistically how that would happen. Women who have been in my life don't really play with me like that because they know me. They know I will go to the ends of the earth, and that I'm just one of those people that you don't play with like that, because I have the money that you don't have to fight you tooth and nail in court, and you're not going to win because you're not going to beat me to no punch. You're not smarter than me, and they know they're not smarter than me. They might have girls getting in their ear, whatever. Like, that's like the women in my life. I got all three of my kids. They all live with me, all three different women. So I don't have that experience.
I'm still low key confused. Oh, what exactly is the thing you leaving for? But we can move on.
I am too, because I remember what happened on Wednesday, and this conversation we had on last Wednesday is different from tonight. I tell you that.
Listen, I can't really think of I can't necessarily. It's a job to kind of pull a scenario out of my head where I will leave my kids, but just do understand.
Right, but hold on, pause right there. The thing that made you say in your mind, I'm leaving if this happened. What is that thing? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Because you made the initial statement, before I give up my manhood, I'll walk away from these kids. Okay.
Yeah.
So which specific thing triggered that thought process is what I'm trying to figure out.
Shit,
That's
how
where
about y'all throw some shit out? And we'll see if which one of the things I leave. Let's all put some effort in.
No, but hold on.
Would you leave? All right, I'll do it. I got plenty of scenarios. There you go, champ. Would you leave if your daughter tried to turn, if your wife or your whoever tried to turn your son into a girl?
Try to turn my son into a girl. If I don't, if it comes down to like where the court is telling me I can't say shit, she's telling me I can't say shit. Fuck out of here. I'm out.
God damn. So hold on, dog. Now Wednesday said you don't need no piece of paper for you to make you do the right thing. These dudes don't out here be doing right. They gotta have a piece of paper to make them do the right thing. You remember you said that Wednesday?
Absolutely.
And so what? You gonna leave your kids?
I'm doing the right
because
thing.
they decided to cross over like Allen,
I'm doing the
like
right
AI.
Thing. I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Leaving your kids is the right thing.
Just understand this: if my wife tried to tell me that she was going to turn our child, my son, into a girl, I'm going to prison and he won't have a father for 20 years.
Fair enough. That's different than leaving. Now, can you
I'm
give us
leaving.
some more examples?
Like, no, I'm leaving. Temporarily. Like,
No. That's
Well, you
not
leaving because you're going to jail or going to prison. That's why you leaving.
yeah.
Lock his ass up. You going to jail.
Shit.
You
Dope said
going
I'm
to
going
jail.
because goddamn right. Dope said I'm leaving just because I don't feel like being there. Don't want to deal with this shit. It's too much for me.
I just want to say that I am so glad that I am the type of person that listens closely and I understand how important words is, and I try my hardest to not chop people fucking words up. Because all do that shit.
We didn't.
Y'all, I'm not trying to chop it up. I keep
not you. You ain't chopping up my words. Hank chop up my words every fucking show.
No, I didn't. We'll look, Willie gave you the scenario. You told us what you would do. I'm just reminding you what you said. Man, these brothers, they soft. They got to have a piece of paper to make them to take up their responsibility to do what they need to do. Okay, yeah. I'm calling your bluff on that bullshit, a public offender. Why would you do this? You don't need a piece of paper to do your job, to stay around.
I will never need a piece of paper to do what's right or to hold myself accountable to do what's right.
Okay, cool. Then why are you leaving your goddamn kids?
What you don't realize is that what you think is right is not what I think is right. I'm always
here we go. Boy, you backpedal like a politician, ain't you? I know that's right.
he does that. He got a point.
No, that is true. He do got a different. I agree with that.
Ah, shit, boy, you backpedal like a politician. I know that's right, though.